The Sound and the Fury, written by William Faulkner in 1929, is a novel that has had a profound impact on Western philosophy and culture. The novel's experimental structure, intricate narrative, and depiction of the dissolution of Southern aristocracy have inspired countless literary critics, writers, and thinkers. One of the most significant impacts of The Sound and the Fury has been on Western philosophy. The novel's fragmented narrative structure, in which the story is told from the perspectives of multiple characters, each with their own unique voice and point of view, has been compared to the philosophical concept of perspectivism. Perspectivism holds that there is no single objective truth and that different perspectives can give rise to equally valid interpretations of reality. The Sound and the Fury also explores themes of memory, time, and the human psyche, which have been important topics in Western philosophy for centuries. Faulkner's portrayal of the Compson family's decline and disintegration highlights the fragility and subjectivity of memory, and the ways in which the past can influence and shape the present. In addition to its impact on philosophy, The Sound and the Fury has had a significant influence on Western culture as a whole. The novel's depiction of the collapse of Southern aristocracy and the rise of a new, more democratic America reflected the cultural and political changes of the early 20th century. Faulkner's portrayal of the Compson family's decline and dissolution, and the social and economic forces that contributed to it, resonated with readers and critics alike, and helped to shape the cultural discourse of the time. Furthermore, The Sound and the Fury has influenced countless writers and artists in the decades since its publication. The novel's stream of consciousness narrative technique, in which the characters' thoughts and emotions are presented in a continuous, unbroken flow, has been adopted by many other writers, including James Joyce and Virginia Woolf. The novel's complex narrative structure, which jumps back and forth in time and presents the story from multiple perspectives, has also inspired countless works of literature and art. The Sound and the Fury has had a profound impact on Western philosophy and culture. Its exploration of themes such as memory, time, and the human psyche, as well as its depiction of the collapse of Southern aristocracy and the rise of a new, more democratic America, have helped to shape the cultural discourse of the 20th century and beyond. The novel's experimental narrative structure and innovative techniques have also inspired countless other writers and artists, and will undoubtedly continue to influence Western culture for generations to come. The impact of The Sound and the Fury on Western philosophy and culture extends far beyond its examination of memory, time, and perspective. The novel's exploration of the themes of identity, language, and morality has also had a profound influence on the way we think about these concepts. One of the most important ways in which The Sound and the Fury has influenced Western philosophy is through its portrayal of identity. Faulkner's depiction of the Compson family members as fragmented, contradictory individuals reflects the existentialist idea that human beings are fundamentally unstable and divided. The character's struggles to establish a coherent sense of self and to navigate the conflicts and contradictions within themselves have resonated with readers and thinkers alike, and have contributed to the ongoing philosophical debate about the nature of identity. Furthermore, The Sound and the Fury has had a significant impact on the way we think about language. Faulkner's use of dialect, stream of consciousness narration, and other innovative techniques challenge traditional notions of language as a stable, objective tool for communication. The novel's portrayal of the subjective and emotional nature of language has inspired countless linguists, literary theorists, and philosophers to explore the ways in which language shapes our understanding of the world and ourselves. The Sound and the Fury also raises important questions about morality and the nature of good and evil. The novel's depiction of the Compson family's descent into despair and destruction highlights the moral ambiguity of human existence. and challenges traditional notions of morality as an absolute, universal standard. Faulkner's exploration of the complex relationship between morality and personal experience has had a significant impact on the way we think about ethics and the role of the individual in creating and defining moral standards. In addition to its impact on philosophy, The Sound and the Fury has also had a profound influence on Western culture. The novel's innovative narrative techniques and richly drawn characters have inspired countless writers, filmmakers, and other artists. Its themes of identity, language, and morality continue to resonate with audiences today, and have contributed to the ongoing cultural dialogue about these concepts. Furthermore, The Sound and the Fury has helped to shape our understanding of American history and culture. The novel's portrayal of the Compson family's decline and the social and economic forces that contributed to it reflects the changing cultural landscape of the early 20th century. Faulkner's depiction of the complex and often fraught relationship between the South and the rest of the United States has contributed to the ongoing cultural dialogue about race, class, and regional identity. The Sound and the Fury has also had a significant impact on the way we think about the role of art and literature in society. Faulkner's innovative narrative structure and complex characters challenge traditional notions of what constitutes good literature, and help to establish the idea of the novel as a serious and important form of artistic expression. Furthermore, The Sound and the Fury has contributed to the ongoing cultural dialogue about the relationship between art and politics. The novel's depiction of the social and economic forces that contributed to the Compson family's decline has been interpreted as a commentary on the changing political landscape of the early 20th century. Faulkner's exploration of the relationship between individual experience and social and political change has inspired countless other writers and artists to use their work as a means of engaging with the world around them. Moreover, The Sound and the Fury has helped to shape our understanding of the role of history in shaping our individual and collective identities. The novel's portrayal of the Compson family's decline reflects Faulkner's broader concern with the ways in which the past continues to influence and shape the present. Faulkner's exploration of the complex relationship between personal and historical memory has influenced countless other writers and thinkers to examine the ways in which our understanding of the past shapes our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. The Sound and the Fury has had a significant impact on the way we think about the relationship between literature and the natural world. Faulkner's vivid descriptions of the Mississippi landscape and his use of nature as a metaphor for the characters' inner lives have inspired countless other writers and artists to explore the ways in which the natural world can inform and enrich our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. The Sound and the Fury has also had a significant impact on the way we think about the relationship between literature and psychology. The impact of the wanderings of a naive on Western literature and culture. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's The Wanderings of a Naive is a seminal work in Western literature and culture. Published in 1782, the book tells the story of a young man named Saint Preux who falls in love with a woman named Julie. The novel is considered a masterpiece of the Romantic movement, and it had a significant impact on Western literature and culture. In this essay, I will explore the impact of the wanderings of a naive on Western literature and culture. Rousseau's novel had a profound effect on the Romantic movement in literature. The Romantic movement was a reaction to the Enlightenment, which emphasized reason and science over emotion and feeling. Rousseau's novel was one of the first works of literature to embrace emotion and feeling as the driving forces of human behavior. The novel's protagonist, Saint Preux, is driven by his passion for Julie, and his emotions guide his actions. This emphasis on emotion and feeling became a hallmark of Romantic literature, and it can be seen in the works of other Romantic writers such as William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. In addition to its impact on the Romantic movement, The Wanderings of a Naive also had a significant impact on the development of the novel as a literary genre. The novel was one of the first works of literature to focus on the inner lives of its characters. Rousseau's novel is filled with introspective passages in which Saint Preux reflects on his feelings and emotions. This focus on the inner lives of characters became a defining feature of the novel, and it can be seen in the works of other novelists such as Jane Austen and Gustave Flaubert. Rousseau's novel also had an impact on the development of the Bildungsroman, a literary genre that focuses on the development of a young protagonist. The Wanderings of a Naive is essentially a Bildungsroman, as it follows the development of Saint Preux from a naive young man to a more mature adult. This focus on the development of a young protagonist became a defining feature of the Bildungsroman, and it can be seen in the works of other writers such as Charles Dickens and James Joyce. Beyond its impact on literature, The Wanderings of a Naive also had a significant impact on Western culture. Rousseau's novel was one of the first works of literature to emphasize the importance of nature and the natural world. The novel is set in the Swiss Alps, and the descriptions of the natural world are vivid and detailed. This emphasis on nature and the natural world became a hallmark of Romantic art and literature, and it can be seen in the works of other Romantic artists such as John Constable and Caspar David Friedrich. Rousseau's novel also had an impact on the development of Romantic music. The Romantic movement in music was characterized by an emphasis on emotion and feeling, and this emphasis can be traced back to Rousseau's novel. The novel's emphasis on nature and the natural world also had an impact on Romantic music, as many Romantic composers drew inspiration from the natural world. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's The Wanderings of a Naive is a novel that has had a significant impact on Western literature and culture. First published in 1782, the novel tells the story of Saint Preux, a young man who falls in love with Julie, a woman he meets in the Swiss Alps. The novel has been regarded as a masterpiece of the Romantic movement and has inspired numerous other literary works, as well as music and visual arts. In this essay, I will explore the impact of The Wanderings of a Naive on Western literature and culture in more detail. One of the most significant impacts of The Wanderings of a Naive is on the Romantic movement in literature. The Romantic movement emerged in the late 18th century as a reaction against the Enlightenment's emphasis on reason and science over emotion and feeling. Rousseau's novel was one of the first works of literature to embrace emotion and feeling as the primary motivators of human behavior. The protagonist, Saint Preux, is driven by his passion for Julie, and his emotions guide his actions. This emphasis on emotion and feeling became a hallmark of Romantic literature and can be seen in the works of other Romantic writers such as William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. In addition to its influence on Romantic literature, The Wanderings of a Naive also had a significant impact on the development of the novel as a literary genre. The novel focuses on the inner lives of its characters, with Saint Preux often reflecting on his feelings and emotions. This focus on the inner lives of characters became a defining feature of the novel and can be seen in the works of other novelists such as Jane Austen and Gustave Flaubert. Rousseau's novel was also one of the first to explore the Bildungsroman, a genre that focuses on the development of a young protagonist. The novel follows Saint Prue's journey from a naive young man to a more mature adult, and this focus on the development of a young protagonist can be seen in the works of other writers such as Charles Dickens and James Joyce. Beyond its impact on literature, The Wanderings of a Naive also had a significant impact on Western culture. The novel emphasizes the importance of nature and the natural world, with the Swiss Alps serving as a backdrop for the story. The descriptions of nature in the novel are vivid and detailed, and this emphasis on nature and the natural world became a hallmark of Romantic art and literature. Many Romantic artists, including John Constable and Caspar David Friedrich, drew inspiration from nature and incorporated it into their works. Rousseau's novel also had an impact on Romantic music. The Romantic movement in music was characterized by an emphasis on emotion and feeling, and this emphasis can be traced back to Rousseau's novel. The novel's emphasis on nature and the natural world also had an impact on Romantic music, with many composers drawing inspiration from nature in their works. For example, Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony was inspired by his love of nature and the countryside. The Wanderings of a Naive has also had an impact on the field of psychology. Rousseau's novel explores the inner lives of its characters in detail, and this focus on psychology and the human psyche influenced the development of psychology as a field of study. Many psychologists have drawn on Rousseau's insights into the human psyche and used his ideas to develop their own theories. Another impact of The Wanderings of a Naive on Western literature and culture is the way it challenged traditional notions of love and romance. The novel's portrayal of a passionate and intense love between Saint Preux and Julie was quite unconventional for its time. Unlike the traditional love stories of the past, which often featured chaste and courtly love, The Wanderings of a Naive depicted a love that was raw, intense, and passionate. This portrayal of love challenged traditional gender roles and social norms and paved the way for more complex and nuanced depictions of love in literature and culture. Rousseau's novel also had a significant impact on the development of the concept of the noble savage. The idea of the noble savage refers to the belief that people who lived in primitive societies were inherently more virtuous and moral than those who lived in more advanced societies. Rousseau's novel, which depicts Saint Preux living in the Swiss Alps, away from the corrupting influence of society, helped to popularize this idea. This concept of the noble savage had a significant impact on Western culture and influenced a range of fields, including anthropology, literature, and philosophy. Furthermore, The Wanderings of a Naive had an impact on the development of French literature and language. Love and contrast in A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh. A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh has captured the hearts of readers, both young and old, for generations. The stories follow the adventures of a group of beloved characters living in the 100-acre wood, and at the center of it all is the lovable and affable bear, Winnie the Pooh. While the stories are often seen as light and whimsical, there are underlying themes of love and contrast that can be explored. Love is a central theme in Winnie the Pooh. The love between friends is highlighted throughout the stories, as Pooh and his friends support each other through their adventures. The bond between Pooh and Christopher Robin, in particular, is a beautiful example of friendship. Christopher Robin is the only one who truly understands Pooh, and the two have a deep connection that is based on love and mutual respect. Their love for each other is evident in the way they speak to each other, the adventures they share, and the support they offer. However, love in Winnie the Pooh isn't just limited to friendship. There is also a romantic aspect to the stories, with Pooh's infatuation with honey being a metaphor for love. Pooh's love for honey is all-consuming, and he will go to great lengths to obtain it. This can be seen as a metaphor for the way humans sometimes become obsessed with love and will do anything to attain it. While love is a prominent theme in Winnie the Pooh, there is also a strong sense of contrast in the stories. The characters are all vastly different from each other, with unique personalities and quirks that set them apart. The contrast between the characters is what makes them so interesting and endearing. Pooh is the lovable and naive bear, while Tigger is the wild and adventurous tiger. Eeyore is the gloomy and pessimistic donkey, while Piglet is the nervous and timid pig. The contrast between the characters is also highlighted in their relationships with each other. Pooh and Piglet, for example, have a close friendship that is built on their differences. Pooh is larger than life, while Piglet is small and often afraid. However, Pooh's kindness and understanding towards Piglet make their friendship all the more special. Similarly, the contrast between Tigger's wildness and Rabbit's prudence makes for an interesting dynamic. In addition to character contrast, there is also a contrast between the idyllic world of the 100-acre wood and the outside world. The stories take place in a peaceful and carefree world, where the only worries are finding honey and having fun. However, this world is contrasted with the real world, where there are real problems and worries. This contrast can be seen as a commentary on the importance of finding joy and friendship in the midst of life's challenges. As we delve deeper into the world of Winnie the Pooh, we see that the theme of love is not limited to just the love between friends and romantic love. Love can also be seen in the love of adventure and the love of life itself. Pooh and his friends often go on wild adventures, whether it be searching for honey, rescuing their friends, or simply exploring the 100-acre wood. Their love of adventure and the thrill of discovery is what keeps them going, and it's a testament to their love of life. In addition to the theme of love, there is also a strong sense of innocence and childlike wonder in Winnie the Pooh. The characters in the story are all childlike in their approach to life, and they see the world with a sense of wonder and curiosity. This is especially evident in Pooh, who is always eager to explore and discover new things. The innocence and childlike wonder of the characters make them relatable and endearing to readers of all ages. Despite the idyllic and carefree nature of the 100-acre wood, there is also a sense of sadness and loss that permeates the stories. This is especially evident in the character of Eeyore, who is often depicted as depressed and gloomy. Eeyore's sadness is a reminder that life is not always easy and that we all face challenges and difficulties. However, the love and support of his friends help him to persevere and find joy in life. Another theme that is explored in Winnie the Pooh is the importance of imagination and creativity. The characters in the story all have vivid imaginations, and they are able to create their own adventures and stories. This is especially evident in Christopher Robin, who is often seen as the mastermind behind many of the adventures in the 100-acre wood. The importance of imagination and creativity is a message that is still relevant today, as it encourages us to think outside the box and come up with innovative solutions to problems. There is a strong sense of nostalgia that is associated with Winnie the Pooh. The stories evoke memories of childhood and simpler times, when life was carefree and full of wonder. The characters in the story remind us of the importance of holding on to our childlike sense of wonder and curiosity, even as we grow older and face the challenges of adulthood. In addition to the themes we have already explored, Winnie the Pooh also contains a strong sense of community and the importance of belonging. The characters in the story are all part of a tight-knit community, where they support and care for each other. This is especially evident in the way they come together to help each other in times of need. Whether it's Pooh's search for honey or Rabbit's attempts to keep his garden safe, the characters always come together to offer their support and help. Furthermore, the importance of self-discovery and personal growth is also a key theme in Winnie the Pooh. The characters in the story are all on a journey of self-discovery, where they learn more about themselves and the world around them. This is especially evident in the character of Piglet, who starts off as a timid and fearful character but eventually learns to be brave and confident. The message of personal growth and self-discovery is an important one, as it encourages us to continue learning and growing throughout our lives. The stories also contain a strong sense of humor, with many of the characters being portrayed as quirky and eccentric. Pooh's love of honey, Tigger's bouncing, and Rabbit's obsession with his garden all provide a great deal of comic relief, and they remind us not to take life too seriously. Moreover, the stories in Winnie the Pooh are also a celebration of nature and the outdoors. The 100-acre wood is depicted as a beautiful and enchanting place, full of lush green forests and babbling brooks.
The novel Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky is considered a masterpiece of world literature. It explores the psychological and philosophical impact of committing a crime and receiving punishment, and has had a profound effect on Western philosophy and culture. At the heart of the novel is the protagonist, Rodion Raskolnikov. An impoverished ex-student who believes that certain individuals are above the law and have the right to commit crimes in pursuit of their goals. He murders an elderly pawnbroker and her sister, and spends the rest of the novel struggling with his conscience and facing the consequences of his actions. The impact of crime and punishment on Western philosophy and culture can be seen in a number of ways. Firstly, the novel explores the concept of morality and whether it is possible to justify immoral acts in pursuit of a greater good. This is a topic that has been debated by philosophers for centuries, and Dostoevsky's exploration of the issue has influenced subsequent philosophical discourse. Secondly, the novel challenges the idea of the individual as a rational, self-interested actor, a cornerstone of Enlightenment thought. Raskolnikov's actions are driven by a desire to prove his superiority over others, rather than by rational calculation. And his subsequent guilt and breakdown demonstrate the limitations of a purely rational worldview. Thirdly, the novel highlights the importance of redemption and forgiveness. Raskolnikov is eventually brought to a state of repentance through his interactions with other characters, particularly Sonia, a prostitute who shows him kindness and forgiveness. This emphasis on the possibility of redemption has had a profound impact on Western culture, particularly in the Christian tradition. In addition to its philosophical and cultural impact, Crime and Punishment has also influenced the development of the novel as a literary genre. Dostoevsky's use of interior monologue, psychological depth, and social critique were groundbreaking at the time, and have influenced subsequent novelists such as James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and Franz Kafka. However, the impact of Crime and Punishment has not been universally positive. Some critics have argued that the novel's focus on suffering and guilt is overly pessimistic, and that its portrayal of the criminal as a tortured, self-destructive figure is overly romanticized. Others have criticized the novel's treatment of female characters, particularly Sonia, as overly sentimental and patriarchal. Furthermore, the impact of Crime and Punishment on Western culture extends beyond the philosophical and literary realms. The novel has also had a significant influence on the way society thinks about crime and punishment. Dostoevsky's depiction of the criminal justice system as flawed and inhumane has resonated with many readers, and has helped to inspire movements for prison reform and criminal justice reform. In particular, the novel's exploration of the psychological impact of punishment has been influential. Raskolnikov's experience of guilt and suffering after committing the murder is portrayed in great detail, and his eventual redemption is achieved through a process of personal reflection and self-forgiveness. This portrayal of punishment as a means of self-transformation, rather than simply retribution, has been influential in shaping contemporary theories of restorative justice and rehabilitation. Moreover, Crime and Punishment has also had an impact on popular culture, inspiring numerous adaptations and interpretations in various media. The novel has been adapted into plays, films, and television series, and its influence can be seen in works ranging from the crime fiction of Edgar Allan Poe to the films of Alfred Hitchcock. However, the impact of Crime and Punishment is not limited to Western culture. The novel has been translated into countless languages and has been read and studied by people around the world. Its themes of morality, guilt, and redemption are universal, and its exploration of the human condition transcends cultural boundaries. One of the most notable impacts of Crime and Punishment on Western culture is its influence on the field of psychology. The novel's portrayal of Raskolnikov's descent into madness and his subsequent redemption has been studied by psychologists and psychiatrists as a case study of the human mind under extreme stress. The novel's exploration of the themes of guilt and punishment has been particularly influential in shaping the field of psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud, the founder of psychoanalysis, was heavily influenced by Dostoevsky's works and wrote extensively on the themes of guilt and punishment in his own theories. Additionally, Crime and Punishment has been studied in the context of trauma theory, which explores the psychological impact of traumatic experiences. Raskolnikov's experience of guilt and suffering after the murder can be seen as a manifestation of trauma, and his eventual redemption can be viewed as a form of post-traumatic growth. Furthermore, the novel's exploration of the themes of poverty and social inequality has also had an impact on Western culture. Dostoevsky's portrayal of the harsh realities of life in poverty-stricken areas of Russia has been influential in shaping social and political discourse around issues of poverty and inequality. The novel's emphasis on the importance of social justice and compassion for the marginalized has also had an impact on various social movements throughout history. For example, the novel was a favorite of Mahatma Gandhi, who saw in it a reflection of his own struggle for justice and equality in India. Another impact of Crime and Punishment on Western culture is its portrayal of the city as a complex, interconnected network of individuals and social groups. Dostoevsky's vivid descriptions of the streets and buildings of St. Petersburg, as well as his exploration of the various social classes and institutions that make up the city, have had a lasting impact on the way Western literature and culture approach the city as a subject. In particular, the novel's emphasis on the psychological effects of urban life has been influential. Raskolnikov's isolation and alienation in the city, as well as his interactions with other characters who are struggling to survive in the harsh urban environment, are portrayed in great detail. This focus on the psychological impact of the city has been influential in shaping subsequent works of literature and film that explore the relationship between individuals and urban environments. Moreover, Crime and Punishment has also had an impact on the way Western culture approaches the concept of the anti-hero. Raskolnikov's character, with his contradictory impulses and his struggle for redemption, has been seen as a precursor to the anti-heroic figures that would become prominent in later works of literature and film. The novel's exploration of the themes of guilt and redemption has also had an impact on religious and spiritual discourse in Western culture. The novel's portrayal of the struggle for redemption, particularly through the character of Sonia, has been influential in shaping discussions of sin, forgiveness, and grace in Christian theology and philosophy. Furthermore, Crime and Punishment has been studied in the context of postmodernism, which explores the fragmentation and ambiguity of the modern world. The novel's exploration of the limits of rationality and the complexities of human motivation can be seen as a precursor to postmodernist thought. Crime and Punishment has also had an impact on the field of literary criticism, particularly in the area of formalism. Formalism is a literary theory that emphasizes the formal elements of a work of literature, such as its structure, language, and style, over its content. The novel's use of symbolism, imagery, and narrative structure has been studied extensively by formalist critics. Love and Maturity in Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Louisa May Alcott's classic novel Little Women follows the lives of the four March sisters as they navigate the challenges of growing up and finding their place in the world. At the heart of the novel is the theme of love and its transformative power, as the sisters learn to love themselves, each other, and the world around them. In Little Women, love takes many forms, from the bonds of sisterhood to romantic love and the love of family and community. Through the experiences of the March sisters, Alcott explores the complexities of love and its role in shaping our identities and relationships. One of the central love stories in the novel is that of Jo March and Theodore Laurie Lawrence. Jo and Laurie's relationship evolves throughout the novel, from childhood friendship to a deep and abiding love. However, their love is not without its challenges, as Jo struggles to reconcile her own ambitions and desires with her feelings for Laurie. As Jo grapples with her own identity and aspirations, she ultimately realizes that she cannot sacrifice her own dreams to fulfill Laurie's expectations. In a powerful act of self-love and self-realization, Jo rejects Laurie's proposal and sets out to pursue her own path in life. Through Jo's journey, Alcott emphasizes the importance of self-love and self-acceptance in the process of growing up and finding one's place in the world. Jo's decision to prioritize her own ambitions over her romantic relationship with Laurie is a powerful statement about the value of autonomy and self-determination in the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. Another important love story in the novel is that of Meg March and John Brooke. Meg and John's relationship represents a more traditional form of love, as they navigate the challenges of courtship and marriage in the context of their social and economic circumstances. Through Meg's experiences, Alcott explores the societal expectations placed on women in 19th-century America, and the ways in which these expectations can impact our relationships and sense of self. Meg's decision to marry John and start a family represents a choice that is both deeply personal and deeply influenced by social norms and expectations. However, despite the challenges and sacrifices of marriage and motherhood, Meg ultimately finds fulfillment in her role as a wife and mother, and learns to balance her own needs and desires with those of her family. Through Meg's story, Alcott emphasizes the importance of balance and compromise in our relationships, and the ways in which love can help us to navigate the complexities of life and find a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Beyond romantic love, Little Women also explores the bonds of sisterhood and the love of family and community. The March sisters' relationships with each other are a central theme of the novel. As they navigate the challenges of growing up and finding their own identities while remaining loyal and supportive of one another. Through the March sisters' experiences, Alcott emphasizes the importance of empathy, compassion, and mutual support in the process of growing up and finding one's place in the world. The sisters' relationships with each other represent a powerful example of the transformative power of love, and the ways in which our relationships can shape our identities and sense of self. In conclusion, Louisa May Alcott's Little Women is a powerful exploration of the complexities of love and its role in shaping our identities and relationships. Through the experiences of the March sisters, Alcott emphasizes the importance of self-love, autonomy, and self-determination in the process of growing up and finding our place in the world. At the same time, Alcott also acknowledges the importance of balance and compromise in our relationships, and the transformative power of empathy, compassion, and mutual support. Little Women is a timeless tale of love, growth, and the enduring bonds of family and community, and its themes continue to resonate with readers today. Another important aspect of love and maturity depicted in Little Women is the theme of loss and grief. Throughout the novel, the March sisters experience various forms of loss, including the death of their beloved sister Beth and the absence of their father during the Civil War. Through the March sisters' experiences of loss and grief, Alcott emphasizes the importance of resilience, empathy, and community in the face of adversity. The sisters come together to support each other through their grief, and their experiences ultimately strengthen their bonds of sisterhood and their sense of identity. Alcott also explores the ways in which loss and grief can shape our understanding of love and our relationships with others. Jo's experience of losing Beth, in particular, has a profound impact on her understanding of love and loss. Through her grief, Jo learns to value the time she has with the people she loves and to cherish the memories of those who have passed away. Finally, Little Women also explores the theme of love and social responsibility. As the March sisters grow up and become more aware of the world around them, they begin to understand the ways in which their actions and choices can impact others. Through their experiences of volunteering, community service, and charitable giving, The March sisters learn to use their privilege and resources to make a positive impact in their community and the world. Alcott emphasizes the importance of using our love and resources to promote social justice and improve the lives of others, and the ways in which our actions and choices can shape our identities and relationships. In conclusion, Little Women is a powerful exploration of the complexities of love and maturity, and the ways in which our relationships and experiences shape our identities and sense of self. Through the March sisters' experiences of love, loss, and growth, Louisa May Alcott emphasizes the importance of self-love, empathy, resilience, and social responsibility in the process of becoming a mature and fulfilled individual. Little Women is a timeless classic that continues to resonate with readers of all ages, and its themes and messages remain relevant and inspiring today. Another important theme in Little Women related to love and maturity is the role of education in shaping our identities and relationships. The March sisters are all passionate about learning and pursue education in various forms throughout the novel. Through the sisters' experiences of education, Alcott emphasizes the importance of intellectual curiosity, creativity, and self-expression in the process of becoming a mature and fulfilled individual. Education helps the sisters to develop their talents and passions, to express themselves more fully, and to connect with others who share their interests. At the same time, education also exposes the sisters to new ideas and perspectives, and challenges their preconceptions about the world and their place in it. Through their experiences of education, the March sisters learn to question authority, to challenge social norms and expectations, and to pursue their own paths in life. Through the character of Jo, in particular, Alcott emphasizes the importance of creativity and self-expression in the process of becoming a mature and fulfilled individual. Jo's passion for writing represents a powerful form of self-expression and a means of exploring her own identity and desires. Through her experiences of writing and publishing, Jo learns to value her own voice and to express herself more fully. And her writing ultimately helps her to connect with others and make a positive impact in the world. Finally, Little Women also explores the theme of love and forgiveness. Throughout the novel, the March sisters face various conflicts and challenges in their relationships with each other and with the world around them. Through their experiences of conflict and forgiveness, the sisters learn to value empathy, compassion, and understanding in their relationships with others. Love and Suffering in Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Gabriel Garcia Marquez's Love in the Time of Cholera is a novel that explores the complexities of love and endurance. Set in the Caribbean city of Cartagena during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The novel tells the story of Florentino Ariza, a young man who falls in love with Fermina Daza, a woman from a wealthy family. Despite their initial attraction, their love is thwarted by societal expectations and Fermina's marriage to a prominent doctor, Juvenal Urbino. However, Florentino's love for Fermina endures for over 50 years, as he patiently waits for the opportunity to win her heart. Throughout the novel, Marquez explores the theme of endurance in love, as Florentino's love for Fermina persists despite numerous obstacles and challenges. Despite Fermina's marriage to another man, Florentino remains devoted to her, writing her countless love letters and waiting for decades to express his feelings to her once again. This enduring love is contrasted with the more fleeting romances of other characters in the novel, highlighting the power and resilience of true love. Another key theme in the novel is the idea of societal expectations and the pressure to conform to social norms. Fermina's marriage to Juvenile Urbino is seen as a necessary step in securing her family's social standing, despite her initial attraction to Florentino. Similarly, Florentino's own position in society is precarious, as he is the son of a poor telegraph operator and does not have the same social status as Firmino or Juvenal. The pressure to conform to these societal expectations ultimately leads to suffering for all three characters, as their love is constrained by the rigid expectations of their respective social classes. Despite the challenges they face, Florentino and Firmina's enduring love is ultimately able to overcome societal expectations and conventions. After Juvenal's death, Florentino finally has the opportunity to confess his love to Firmina once again, and she is finally able to acknowledge her own feelings for him. This reconciliation is a powerful symbol of the ability of true love to endure and overcome even the most daunting obstacles. Marquez's writing is characterized by his use of magical realism, a literary technique that combines elements of the fantastical with the realistic. In Love in the Time of Cholera, this technique is used to convey the intensity and power of Florentino's love for Firmina, as well as his enduring commitment to winning her heart. The novel is also filled with vivid descriptions of the city of Cartagena and its inhabitants, providing a rich and immersive setting for the story to unfold. In conclusion, Love in the Time of Cholera is a powerful exploration of the enduring nature of love and the impact of societal expectations on relationships. Through the characters of Florentino and Firmina, Marquez portrays the strength and resilience of true love, and the ways in which it can overcome even the most challenging circumstances. With its richly drawn characters, vivid setting, and powerful themes, Love in the Time of Cholera is a timeless masterpiece that continues to resonate with readers today. One of the key elements of the novel is the way in which Marquez uses the cholera epidemic as a metaphor for the challenges that face Florentino and Firmina's love. The disease is a constant presence throughout the novel, and serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the fleeting nature of human existence. Just as the cholera epidemic spreads rapidly and uncontrollably, threatening the lives of those who are infected, so too does the societal pressure to conform threaten the love between Florentino and Firmina. In both cases, the threat is real and immediate, and requires a great deal of courage and resilience to overcome. Another important theme in the novel is the idea of time and the way in which it impacts love and relationships. Throughout the novel, time is portrayed as both a force of destruction and a source of hope. Florentino's enduring love for Firmina is only possible because of the passage of time, which allows him to patiently wait for the opportunity to win her heart. Similarly, the passing of time allows Firmina to reflect on her life and come to a deeper understanding of her own feelings for Florentino. However, time also has a destructive impact on the characters, as they age and are forced to confront the reality of their mortality. The novel thus explores the complexities of time and the ways in which it shapes our relationships and our lives. Finally, the novel also explores the role of gender in shaping relationships and love. Throughout the novel, Firmina is portrayed as a strong and independent woman, who refuses to be defined by societal expectations or the men in her life. Her marriage to Juvenile Urbino is not a result of any lack of agency on her part, but rather a reflection of the pressures that exist within her society. Similarly, Florentino's own struggles with masculinity and his sense of himself as a man are a key element of the novel, as he grapples with his own desires and the expectations of those around him. The novel thus poses important questions about the role of gender in shaping our relationships and identities, and the ways in which we can resist or challenge societal norms. In conclusion, Love in the Time of Cholera is a rich and complex novel that explores the enduring nature of love, the impact of societal norms, and the complexities of time and gender. Through its vivid characters, powerful themes, and magical realism, the novel offers a profound meditation on the human experience and the challenges that we face in our relationships and our lives. One of the most fascinating aspects of Love in the Time of Cholera is the way in which Marquez portrays the characters as complex and flawed individuals. Both Florentino and Fermina are shown to have their own flaws and weaknesses, and their love for each other is not a simple or straightforward matter. Florentino, in particular, is portrayed as a deeply flawed character, whose pursuit of Fermina borders on obsession at times. However, despite his flaws, Florentino is also shown to be a deeply romantic and passionate individual, who is willing to endure great hardship and suffering for the sake of his love. Another important theme in the novel is the way in which love can be both a source of great joy and a cause of great pain. Throughout the novel, the characters experience a wide range of emotions as a result of their love for each other, from intense passion and ecstasy to profound sadness and despair. The novel thus explores the complex and often contradictory nature of human emotions, and the ways in which love can both heal and hurt us. The novel is also notable for its powerful portrayal of the city of Cartagena, which is depicted as a vibrant and colorful place, filled with life and energy. Marquez's descriptions of the city are rich and evocative, and serve to transport the reader into the world of the novel. However, the city is also portrayed as a place of great inequality and injustice, where the wealthy and powerful enjoy a life of luxury and privilege, while the poor and marginalized struggle to survive. The novel thus poses important questions about the role of power and privilege in shaping our relationships and our society. Finally, the novel also explores the idea of fate and the ways in which our lives are shaped by forces beyond our control. Throughout the novel, the characters are shown to be subject to a range of external forces, from societal expectations and norms to the cholera epidemic itself. The novel thus raises important questions about the nature of free will and the extent to which we are able to shape our own destinies. In conclusion, Love in the Time of Cholera is a powerful and thought-provoking novel that explores the complexities of love, the impact of societal norms, and the nature of the human experience. Through its richly drawn characters, vivid setting, and powerful themes, the novel offers a profound meditation on the challenges and joys of love, and the ways in which our lives are shaped by forces beyond our control. Another important theme in Love in the Time of Cholera is the idea of memory and the role it plays in shaping our relationships and our sense of self. Impact of the Pillow Book on writing style in contemporary Japanese literature. The Pillow Book is a classic work of Japanese literature written by Sei Shonagon in the early 11th century. The book is a collection of anecdotes, observations, and musings on various aspects of life and society in the Heian period of Japan. The Pillow Book has had a profound impact on the development of Japanese literature and the way that writers approach the craft of writing. In this article, we will explore the influence of the Pillow Book on contemporary Japanese literature and writing style. One of the most significant impacts of the Pillow Book on contemporary Japanese literature is its emphasis on the beauty of language and the art of writing. Sei Shonagon's writing style is characterized by its elegance, lyricism, and attention to detail. Through her observations of nature, society, and human behavior, Sei Shonagon demonstrates the power of language to evoke emotions, create images, and express complex ideas. Her writing style emphasizes the importance of precision, economy, and creativity in the use of language, and the ways in which language can be used to create beauty and meaning. This emphasis on the beauty of language and the art of writing has had a lasting impact on contemporary Japanese literature, particularly in the works of writers such as Haruki Murakami, Banana Yoshimoto, and Yoko Ogawa. These writers use language to create vivid and evocative images, to explore complex emotions and ideas, and to create a sense of beauty and mystery that is unique to Japanese literature. Another important impact of the Pillow Book on contemporary Japanese literature is its emphasis on the subjective experience of the writer. Sei Shonagon's observations and musings are deeply personal and reflect her own perspective on the world around her. Through her writing, Sei Shonagon demonstrates the importance of the writer's voice and perspective in creating meaning and beauty in literature. This emphasis on subjectivity and personal experience has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to explore their own perspectives and experiences in their writing, and to create works that are deeply personal and reflective of their own lives and identities. Finally, the Pillow Book has also had an impact on the structure and style of contemporary Japanese literature. Sei Shonagon's writing is characterized by its episodic structure, with each entry in the book representing a discrete observation or thought. This episodic structure has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to experiment with nonlinear narrative structures, fragmented storytelling, and a more impressionistic approach to writing. These writers use the episodic structure of the Pillow Book as a model for exploring their own ideas and experiences in a way that is nonlinear and free-flowing. In conclusion, the Pillow Book has had a profound impact on contemporary Japanese literature and writing style. Through its emphasis on the beauty of language, the importance of the writer's voice and perspective, and its episodic structure, the Pillow Book has influenced generations of Japanese writers to create works that are deeply personal, evocative, and reflective of the writer's own experiences and perspectives. Another important impact of the Pillow Book on contemporary Japanese literature is its exploration of the relationship between literature and daily life. Sei Shonagon's observations and musings are drawn from her experiences of life in the Heian period of Japan, and reflect the social norms, customs, and traditions of the time. Through her writing, Sei Shonagon demonstrates the importance of literature in shaping our understanding of the world around us, and the ways in which literature can provide insight into the social and cultural context in which it is produced. This emphasis on the relationship between literature and daily life has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to explore the ways in which literature can reflect and shape our understanding of the world around us. These writers use literature as a means of exploring social and cultural issues, and as a tool for understanding the complexities of modern life. Furthermore, the Pillow Book has also had an impact on the portrayal of gender and sexuality in contemporary Japanese literature. Sei Shonagon's writing is notable for its frank and open discussion of sexuality, and for its portrayal of women as complex and multidimensional characters. Through her writing, Sei Shonagon challenges traditional gender roles and expectations, and emphasizes the importance of individual agency and autonomy in the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. This emphasis on gender and sexuality has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to explore similar themes in their own work, and to challenge traditional gender roles and expectations in modern Japanese society. Finally, the Pillow Book has also had an impact on the way that Japanese writers approach the craft of writing. Sei Shonagon's writing is characterized by its attention to detail, its precision, and its economy of language. Through her writing, Sei Shonagon emphasizes the importance of craftsmanship in the creation of literature, and the ways in which attention to detail and precision can create a sense of beauty and meaning in writing. This emphasis on craftsmanship has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to approach the craft of writing with a similar level of attention to detail and precision, and to create works that are characterized by their elegance, lyricism, and artistry. In conclusion, The Pillow Book has had a profound impact on contemporary Japanese literature and writing style. Through its exploration of the beauty of language, the importance of the writer's voice and perspective, the relationship between literature and daily life, the portrayal of gender and sexuality, and the emphasis on craftsmanship, The Pillow Book has influenced generations of Japanese writers to create works that are deeply personal, evocative, and reflective of their own experiences and perspectives. Another important impact of The Pillow Book on contemporary Japanese literature is its influence on the development of the Japanese literary tradition of zuihitsu. Zuihitsu is a literary genre that emerged in Japan in the Heian period, and is characterized by its informal, fragmented style and its emphasis on personal experience and observation. Sei Shonagon's The Pillow Book is considered a classic example of zuihitsu, and has had a profound impact on the development of the genre. The book's fragmented structure, its personal observations and musings, and its emphasis on the beauty of language and the art of writing have all contributed to the development of zuihitsu as a distinct genre within Japanese literature. Today, zuihitsu remains an important part of Japanese literature, and is reflected in the works of writers such as Yoshimoto Banana, Haruki Murakami, and Yoko Ogawa. These writers use the zuihitsu style to explore their own experiences and observations, and to create works that are deeply personal and reflective of their own lives and identities. Furthermore, The Pillow Book has also had an impact on the portrayal of beauty and aesthetics in contemporary Japanese literature. Sei Shonagon's writing is notable for its attention to detail and its emphasis on the beauty of the natural world and the art of writing. Through her writing, Sei Shonagon demonstrates the importance of beauty and aesthetics in shaping our understanding of the world around us, and the ways in which beauty can provide a sense of meaning and purpose in our lives. This emphasis on beauty and aesthetics has influenced contemporary Japanese writers to explore similar themes in their own work, and to create works that are characterized by their elegance, lyricism, and artistry. Finally, The Pillow Book has also had an impact on the development of Japanese literary criticism and scholarship.